You've reached call in Mockery.
Hey guys, hey. This is Colin Mockery, and we're excited to what is this that we have here? 2 Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes early access screening posters from, and these were screen used in our review episode.
That's right.
So if you want to win one of these bad boys, share this episode somewhere, and if we see it, we will put your name in a hat. We will sign the posters for you. And we will... Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say we're not giving away that hat.
No. This is the hat we'll put your names in.
We'll put your names into our Shields hat, and we will pick one out. We'll mail this to you. I'm going to fold it in 4s, so it's going to be... You're not really going to be able to hang it up, but it's one of those mementos that you can put... You kind of put it in your office, like... like kind of on something.
It's like on a bookshelf, but behind some of the books because it doesn't sit upright.
Or it's folded. You just keep it folded in 4s and you just put it between 2 books.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
like that old YouTube or like that old internet show with Zach Galifianakis, Between Two Books. He'd have like Hillary Clinton on, and he'd like call her dirty names and stuff.
I don't think this show exists. But could I show you something?
Sure.
I saw the TV globe.
Welcome to Colin Mockery.
I think that's what that's about.
I thought it was just Poltergeist.
Oh. You remember that creepypasta that went around that was like, I watched like
Jeff the Killer?
Go to sleep. I watched my favorite kids TV show every night when I was a kid. When I grew up, I tried to find it and found out it never existed. I asked my friends and they knew about it too. Turns out they could never find it either. Kind of reminds me of us. We're trying to find that guy that made the kid songs.
Oh yeah.
It takes you, your ears, your eyes, your heart, your undivided attention. And that's the 5 things give you active listening. Can you help us figure this out?
That's perfect. Great idea. Finally, we're using our platform for good rather than evil.
Help us find who did these songs.
Do you know these songs?
Can you
help us find them?
This is good for TikTok. Go.
Call 319-HAD-WHIP-1 and tell us, if you're out there, sir, please tell us. If you know these songs, please call in and tell us who the artist is. We've been scouring the internet, looking all over for these songs. Let's give them a taste of what the songs are.
We need you, your ears, your eyes, your heart, your undivided attention. That's the 5 things that give you active listening. I need you, your ears, your eyes, your heart, your undivided attention.
What was one of the other ones? We had a couple the other night. I can't think.
Yeah, the other night.
So if you call in, let us know.
HADWIP1. 319-HAD-WHIP-1. It was that guy, and he did songs for elementary schools. And there was another song, right? Oh, it takes 2. It takes 2. It takes 2 to tell the truth. And then it's like, it takes 1 to listen and 1 to tell the truth, or something.
Something like that.
Find us the guy. We'd love to have him on the show. If he's still with us, God willing. And we'd like to, or we just want to know.
We just need to know his name.
You can't Google these lyrics. You can't sing them into your phone.
We can't find it anywhere.
No information. We're having a creepypasta moment of our own, or a Mandela effect.
Whoa!
Sinbad, I know you had a stroke, but I need you to tell me if you were in a movie about a wizard. That's what I saw a guy do.
Really?
They posted on Sinbad's Instagram. It was him like this, because he just had a stroke, and one guy said, "Sir, I need you to please tell me. Like, it was like, this is Sinbad's wife. He is not doing well.
Sir.
And they said, sir, I need you to please tell me. I know you are sick. You need to say if you were Shazam. And someone under it was like, yes, you need to tell us.
Oh my gosh.
But 65% of the internet's traffic is robots. So every time you start fighting with someone that's like at the Lonely Russian, you're stupid.
That's like a sci-fi concept.
The Lonely Russian?
Well, just 65% of, what'd you say, people are robots?
65% of our people are robots.
Wow, that's a little higher than I would have thought. Maybe 35%.
Well, I robot.
Joey, this is Colin Mockery, and buddy, do we have any voicemails?
If did the one
Yep.
from last week come out?
Yep.
Then no, we don't.
Very good, because we're so busy.
Yes, the line is
phone.
like this. The number you have dialed is busy and cannot be picked up right now. By the way, I am one of 65% of the world's robots.
That was, I shot the phone, not Joey.
I shot the phone, but I did not shoot the Joey. That is not, guys, that is not one of the songs that the man sang to us in elementary school.
No.
And if you also know who the guy was that came to my elementary school, he had a plunger that said, no bullying. Just kind of fill in the gaps for me, because I don't remember what his point was. I know the point is no bullying. I don't know what the plunger had to do with it.
You probably just weren't paying attention because you were bullying someone.
You flinched. To my teacher, and they're like, oh. I mean, kids these days, they can get away with whatever they want in school.
Yeah.
Because there's no repercussions. My student threw a rock at me, and if I even told him to sit down and shut up, I would go to the principal's office. It's just disgusting.
It's despicable what you people have done.
It's despicable me. So, what do you got going on?
Look, I was listening to...
I was listening to... It just doesn't matter.
I was listening to an audiobook. Get this. Yeah, you read a book, but what if you were like in elementary school and someone else read the book to you?
Chapter 5 of the Kama Sutra.
No. This book is a nonfiction book. I'm an intellectual. And it's called The Lost City of the Monkey God. by Douglas. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm in ape mode. By Douglas Preston. Now, this is, perhaps you've heard of Lost City of Z.
Of course.
It's one of these where a dangerous expedition into the Honduran rainforest that has not been mapped by any man. All this stuff. We finally have the technology to use LiDAR and map out and see that there are structures in there.
There's a square structure in the woods there.
We just have to get to it.
Oh. Use your machete.
So the book's all about this expedition. The author went along with them.
Likely story.
And they find the lost city of the monkey god. And it's a big deal. But then, so the book is pretty much over about halfway through where they find it. And he's like, yeah. And then he details this whole thing about, because you're in this place, you're getting bug bites everywhere. There's snakes everywhere. There's stuff like that. He goes home, and he and half of the expedition have oozing sores that won't go away. No doctor knows what it is. They have to go. They're all sort of trying to figure out what is going on. And he finds out, he puts it off for a while because some doctor says it's just it's infected, give you an antibiotic. It kind of goes away. He has a fever. He gets on a different medicine. It kind of goes away. He says at some point he was in Paris with his wife.
Ooh la la.
And he started his legs started locking up, and he had sores on his mouth and in his mouth, and he went to the doctor, and the doctor gave him medicine for herpes. Mm-hmm. And he was like, and it went away just like it kind of had
Interesting.
Just like it kind of had been going away with each medicine.
So his wife's not talking to him anymore.
And then finally one of the other guys gets diagnosed with leishmaniasis, a dastardly little parasitic disease that never fully gets cured, but you can drink some nasty cocktail of drugs that will destroy your insides, but it will kill the parasite, at least temporarily. You never know, it might come back. Anyway, so they're like, okay. He goes and gets treated for that. And it's at a certain point, he says, he weirdly goes back to this point that the doctor said the sores in my mouth probably weren't from this. So he just kind of admits he did have herpes. Isn't that weird? He finally gets diagnosed with this rare disease that you could say, like, yeah,
it's doing some crazy stuff.
It probably caused my knees to lock up. It probably caused the herpes.
And why does he feel the need to go, like, make a doctor's appointment to go back and just be like, hey, just so you know, that the mouth thing probably was herpes.
Yeah.
Like, I never go back to the doctor and be like, just so you know, I did have a cold and now it's gone.
Well, the new doctor that diagnosed the leishmaniasis was like, well, it doesn't really do anything to your mouth. That wouldn't have been it. So, but he included that in the book of just like, the doctor also said, the thing I thought was herpes, yeah, it probably was just herpes.
Why'd you write that in there?
That's what I mean. Isn't that a weird thing to include?
That's like the what's his name, the Super Size Me guy.
Yeah,
it's like him when he like pre-canceled himself.
Yeah. It's like, I know you're gonna find out about this, so let's just get it out of the way.
I cheated on every relationship I've been in. I'm a bad guy.
And of course, if you eat McDonald's every day, you're gonna get fat.
And if they ask you to supersize it and you say yes, you will get fatter.
You will get more food.
Which is more calories and that makes you fat.
It's, but yeah, isn't that just kind of weird? So then the last 40% of the book is just about him being like, yeah,
I was oozing.
I have this disease and blah, blah, blah. But then here's the other crazy thing. I think this was written a little before the novel coronavirus pandemic.
The plandemic.
Yeah. And he's talking about
and don't demonetize us.
he's like, leishmaniasis has entered America, and it could be one of many potential pandemics that could happen. We haven't had one since the Spanish flu. And the head of the Center of Disease Control or whatever, Anthony Fauci believes. He says Fauci, and I was like, it was like an Avengers movie or something.
I was gonna say these asses went out into the forest somewhere, and they get some deadly disease, and then they bring it back home. That's how it starts.
Well, and
you are the virus.
The likely reason that this civilization died is because of this or something else like it, that has just been living in the other animals in this lost kingdom. So that, yeah, of course you bring your stupid ass in here, you get bit by the sandflies, suddenly you're bringing home the centuries old, not centuries, but millennia old. Millennia is smaller than century, right? Disease.
I'm not even going to weigh in on that. Not because I don't know.
No.
But that reminds me of the novel Coronavirus.
Oh, you read a novel too?
Yeah, it was called Coronavirus. I watched a documentary shortly before the novel Coronavirus happened, and it was about planning for the next pandemic and how it was going to happen soon. And they had a computer generated image, not unlike the end of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where they basically said, for example, someone goes to the jungle and they get bitten by like a monkey. Mm-hmm. And then they fly home and it's on the plane. And then they showed the people go to their apartment and he has diarrhea. So he's in the bathroom having diarrhea. But what happens is then that gets into the ventilation system and it shows the diarrhea fumes pumping out to everyone's apartments, and so the whole apartment is glowing orange. And then they all go to work, and it just shows like all this stuff happening, and they're like, so that could happen, and there's nothing that we can do about it. Yeah. And then like I don't know, 3 months later, it happens, and I was like, I saw this. I saw this happening.
I saw commercials,
and then I rewatched Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and I said they knew. Hollywood's been trying to tell us.
Yeah. They've known all along.
We've got a square sun, and we've got people planning pandemics. Plamdemups. Plamdemups.
What is square sun? What does that mean?
I'll show you later.
Whoa.
Someone on my Facebook keeps posting that the sun is square. So
for some reason I was thinking you meant like a kid, like my son. It's a square.
Well, it's like those square watermelons from Japan.
Yeah,
if you
that's
grow
crazy.
a kid in a square cube, he's going to come out a little wonky. Well, kind of like you talking about this, you know, you're interested in this stuff, and I'm always like trying to get to know you a little better because I kind of want to know what's going on inside your head.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of figure out what makes you tick and have your interest in these types of things. So I really wanted to dig into you. So I watched this new documentary that came out called Secrets of the Neanderthals. So I could figure out what goes on in there.
Don't say Neanderthals.
Well, Patrick Stewart might be on my side with this.
I know that you're supposed to, but no one does. So just stop it.
Secrets of the Neanderthals. So it's about a big cave in France where they found the Neanderthals. Sorry.
I bet that's where that guy, when he went to Paris, he found the big cave in France, if you know what I mean, got herpes.
Well,
it's still a comedy show.
I'm worried about them digging up these bones and sucking the marrow out, and all of a sudden you've got this ancient virus. And they also found a Neanderthal that was possibly buried with a bunch of flowers, which reminds me of a scene from a certain movie that came out. And so they're kind of mimicking, as one branch of Homo falls away and Homo sapien takes its place, our cousins perish that lived for 300,000 years. Neanderthals, 300,000 years they were around.
Isn't that crazy?
We've been around for like 75,000 years. We haven't even been smart for like 98% of that.
SMRT.
I am so smart. SMRT. No. So just think about that. 300,000 years now, they're just gone. They got wiped out. So long. Didn't make it.
It does make you think.
No hope for us.
Maybe their timetable in the Apes movies is a little off.
Yeah, everything's happening a little too fast, I think.
Yeah, but here's the other thing. Was that Homo naledi in your documentary? Not long ago, probably over a year ago at this point.
I don't think they ever said that.
I watched a documentary about Homo naledi.
That is primate. It's an extinct species of archaic human. This is not a Neanderthal.
It's before Neanderthal.
Yeah,
yes.
they got them crazy heads.
But that's where they found that they were
4 foot 9 inches.
Short king. They found that Naledi was burying their brethren in a little cave with tools and with stuff that they probably would have some sort of spiritual, emotional connection to, and they trace humanity back to this. Maybe this is the start of the more human aspect.
Is this the missing link? This is Darwin's missing link.
I think that was the implication.
It's kind of crazy,
isn't it? Though,
because then one of the little archaeologist guys going, "We think we're doing pretty well. People think they're pretty smart." He's like, "But these other things have been around for 300,000 years, and now they're just gone, and we don't know anything about them." And then there's two little Dutch guys that are like, "We saw the pictures of the Neanderthal in books when we was kids." These two little Dutch twins. He's like, "And we love the face. They have the big brow and the big head. And we just thought, wow, this is so crazy. So they give us the bones, and then we take and we sculpt." And he's like, "Look at this. Look at that beautiful brow." And they're these psychos. And then they make little plaster faces, and they give it hair, and then they send this like decapitated head that they've made back to the archaeologists, and they unwrap it, and they're like, "Wow, look at that. Look at how she's looking at us." And it's just a head on a table that's like, and they're like, "She had a whole life we don't know nothing about." It's at 300,000 years, and it went back. These were those little guys, the Homo nomos. They were 200, 300,000 years ago. So they were before that.
Yeah.
So we probably branched off from them, because then we were living side by side at some point.
Yeah.
And then we were, of course, they were gooning for the Neanderthals. So they said there's some percentage of humans that have some Neanderthal DNA.
Still?
And I can tell you a lot about that.
I think I know a couple.
There's a couple Neanderthals that are wandering around us, okay?
I think I know a couple.
I think I know what to do. I'm not saying who, but I'm saying they exist. Biden.
Or the late great Hannibal Lecter. I know they finally touched on this on SNL. I didn't watch any of it except the opening.
Oh, the cold open. That's what we called that. That's their most political section. It's the most current event section of the show. Sometimes it's being rewritten right up till air. And even it might not even be ready for the run through, but you know that at 10:30 Central Time on Saturday night, you're going to get the most current stuff. And I hope he's pulled it up by now.
Silence of the Lambs. Has anyone ever seen a Silence of the Lambs? The late great Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful man. He oftentimes would have a friend for dinner. Remember the last scene? "Excuse me, I'm about to have a friend for dinner." As this poor doctor walked by. "I'm about to have a friend for dinner." But Hannibal Lecter, congratulations, the late great Hannibal Lecter. We have people that are being released into our country that we don't want in our country.
What is he talking about?
So I get Biden's old, but what are you talking about? And this is not the first or the last speech that he brings up. The late great Hannibal. He's not real. He didn't die. He's not late.
What is he talking about? What's even the point of him saying that?
I think he's like a bad stand-up where he's talking about immigration.
Right.
And then he's like, "But I have a chunk on Hannibal Lecter.
That's
I really
what he goes
want
in the late great Hannibal Lecter."
So congratulations,
A
Hannibal.
made-up guy.
He's not real. The late great Hannibal Lecter, congratulations. They're bringing in, but yeah, then I believe he goes on to say they're bringing in Hannibal Lecter types. Hannibal Lecters are flooding the borders.
The fact that like he can say that and I don't even know about it because there's so much nonsense, and then people will be like, "What's Biden talking about?" I don't know either, but that doesn't mean like you've got two of the animatronics they're taking out of Chuck E. Cheese that are short circuiting at all times, and you are saying one is going to be a better president than the other.
It's just I don't know anymore.
But the problem is when Biden says, and he's like, hey man, I gotta go kick some ass and I'm gonna find out and forget about it. And isn't that bad and bougie? Like he'll do the Democrat thing where it's like we have to be kind of cool and hip. It's the Hillary Clinton of, I don't know, saying like SpongeBob meme. So that people think that will get her elected.
Yeah, they don't know anything.
That's just people will watch that and you just kind of stare. Where he's doing that and you're just like, it's funny. What are you talking about? And then people will just be like, yes, they're bringing Hannibal Lecters.
But that's
he's gonna win.
I can sit there and watch it and laugh because it is almost objectively hilarious.
Right.
But
I thought that was James Austin Johnson. I was going to say that's a great...
No, that's really him. You still know if you have a little bit, just a little bit of a Homo naledi head, you know, yeah, but he's an insane person.
Yeah.
It's funny in the way that he's ridiculous.
But if you said, oh, he's running for president of the United States.
He's like, oh, no.
Thought about that.
You said, and no.
How many humans have Neanderthal DNA? 1% to 2% of non-African humans have Neanderthal DNA, according to genetic research.
Okay, how many African?
I don't know, because this is the problem. I'm reading this. This is the new AI overview feature from Google. The percentage of Neanderthal DNA found in non-African humans varies by region, with some regions having up to 4%. Europeans, Asians, Americans have 2%, while indigenous Americans have 1.37%. Why can't... Oh, wait. Oh, okay. 0 to close to 0 in people from Africa have Neanderthal DNA.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think they spread out from Africa, and then I guess never talk to
return.
Never Mark Twain should meet them.
The adult saying, that's interesting. So you're using the AI thing. Hey, I watched a movie.
Not by it's there.
Yeah, you're kind of on the wrong side of that. So, and I watched a movie. I supported someone who's like you this weekend, and I watched Late Night with the Devil. You watched it a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I did.
And you said it's good.
Yeah.
So I watched.
It's good.
I said, "Come on, Joey says it's good." So we sat down to watch it.
I'm not gonna get in a fight about this.
And you know what? It's good.
It's good.
We liked it. We liked the movie.
We liked the movie. Okay.
It did at the end. At the end, when certain things happen, you say, "Well, it is a Shudder movie."
Yeah, and you go, "Okay, so they've hit the end of the storyline here."
And they maybe over-explain.
That's
in a way that's like, I know they like had this sort of artistic idea of how it would be cool to do this, but we already get it, and it's more unsettling to not do that.
And that's why I stick with it's good. It's good because the thing is, you've got the format of the TV show being an hour.
Yeah,
that's cool. They bring in the people, you get to see behind the scenes, but I guess I understand that maybe is. Someone feels the need to wrap it up a little.
Yeah.
And add a little time there. And there's some stuff going on in the end, like you said, that's I still enjoyed watching it, and I go, okay, I get it. And they've but it's good.
It's
Dustin
good.
Malchian is great.
He's doing good. He's like you said, it feels like a real late night show from that era. And he's doing a good job of that. But also he's a little stinker.
He's a little stinker, and he plays between the two, because you've got that sort of the dark side, the little thing that's going on in the background of everyone's mind, sort of with he's a part of this strange group that meets or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's got that, and people will bring it up to him. But then he's got just the jokes, the way they wrote the jokes, I felt was very accurate, and they weren't corny to the point of like, it just felt accurate to the time period.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, let's make a dad joke. Let's make a dad joke. It wasn't a Ghostbusters where it's like, what did the proton say to the ion? You're being negative.
Right.
It was just funny stuff where he'd kind of call over to his little sidekick.
The little sidekick is the one who's like, he didn't really look right for the part.
Yeah.
To me.
I agree with you.
Should have been me.
Should have been me. Should have been we.
But no, it's a good movie. Everyone's doing some fine acting. There were 15 or 16 production titles at the beginning of production companies. I think that you may have mentioned
it was very funny.
It became comical, like we did it as a joke.
Yeah, that's what, when we saw it in theaters and everyone's sitting there in the dark and they don't none of them are fast enough because every company's like, we've got to show that this crane that's a C and an E has shadows that split them up and then it swings for a little bit and then fades out. It's like, just show them. Because you got the one and then you think the movie's starting because a little bird's flying in. You go, nope, it's starting to skid over the water. And then it's like, Avion Films. And then another one comes in and then it goes black for a second. And it's like, all right.
If I ever had a production company, it would just be the logo.
And that noise.
Yep. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Wait, what'd you do? Mine's a little lower than yours. Well, that'll be good. When be your production company, and then mine will go. And then like Amblin or whatever. It's like you and me and Spielberg making some piece of shit movie.
Yeah, as
That'd
usual.
I've been following some some guys on Instagram that do like inspirational videos. Where they say, I've been trying to, like, all you got to do is grind it out, and like grinding the stone is always what turns it into glass or whatever. They just make up some nonsense.
It's that grind mindset. The grind set.
And you've got them trying to follow. I think just anyone thinks they can do this now because it will be someone and they have like 6 likes on their video.
Yeah.
And they do this long thing about, I'm up early today, got to rise and shine to lock it in, taking my finance test today. It's all these finance guys.
Of course.
And they go through all this stuff and they give you some pep talk, and then it's like their wife will like post the little praise hands thing. And that's it. Yeah. They're just doing it to no one.
Yeah.
And I just find it fascinating that they're just, it's just like entertaining no one. It would be
embarrassing.
Yeah. To just have someone find that and they go, this guy talked for like 2 hours and it's like 12 views.
Yeah.
No comments, 12 views. Maybe one person is like, yas, the liquid death is back or something.
Yeah. Like one person is like, been following you for years.
Yeah.
Love everything. Keep up the good work. And then probably that guy is like, well, I guess, we do have to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. There is at least one guy. Yeah.
So that guy is like, all right, well, I should talk while I'm on the treadmill then and, pump them up, tell them how I fail. Well, the one guy failed his finance test.
No.
So then all his videos have been about how he's studying really hard to retake it.
Sure.
So I've been like, I hope he does well.
You're going to start putting the prayer hands.
Mm-hmm. When he finally passes, I'll give him prayer hands, but not before that.
Throw him a salute. That's been my go-to.
Mm-hmm. The half face salute.
The half face salute emoji.
Yeah.
It works in basically any scenario. Mm-hmm. I'll throw that in. Like, sorry about your grandma.
Yeah. Because
I shouldn't have hit her with that car.
Yeah. It's serious, but it conveys respect. Mm-hmm. But it can also be like, it
kind of lightens the mood though in a way.
Well, because you send someone sorry about your grandma and then you do the face that has like the anime tears coming out of it and you're like, show some respect.
That's insincere.
It's like it's like sending someone a cartoon, but this is like,
she died
doing what she loved, getting hit by my car.
Yeah.
Like the movie Crash.
Yeah. Not the Cronenberg one.
No.
Where they're doing naughty stuff to the car.
Yes, they are gooning to get those cars crashed. It's the one about racism.
Those grind set guys, though, it's because I think everyone does do it because you see the people that get famous doing it and they're not actually doing anything.
But what is the point? Because are you going to make money doing that? Is your thought eventually I can do, because I can do that. I can say those things and I don't mean them one bit. I can make up stuff. I can say like, when you get your grind right, your mind becomes right. I just made that up. But if I was wearing like, I don't know, like a Adidas, I don't know, an Essentials Fear of God shirt. Well, I'm wearing some streetwear and I'm on a treadmill and I look a little successful. And I'm like, you got to get your mind right. No, you got to get if your grind is right, then your mind will be right.
Yeah.
Then people are like, and then I pay some bots, 65% of the universe is bots. I pay some of them to like my comment, right?
Yeah.
People go, oh, this guy's hitting a lot of people. He's hitting the post, right? So then you follow me and I just keep saying stuff like that. And so soon I'm like, your aura is female, but you're a male. So you need to get with another aura for your twin flame it becomes a cult.
Yeah.
Why not start it? You could start a cult for fun, right?
All right, Maria Bamford.
Oh, is this something? Is this already something? Or is this just my sense of humor is just sort of becoming that? Tell me now. Tell me now. Forever hold your peace.
She wrote a Burke that's called Sure I'll Join Your Cult.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't mean to step on any toes.
So it's not really like that at all.
Okay. Well, and if we were to maybe be putting stuff out there that like we have a cult or something like that, it's all for fun. We're just seeing what happens. Yeah. If that were to happen.
If that were to happen. And if we did have a cult, what would our sign off be?
I don't know. Could be something about liquid death. Or I know, like Hail Longinu.
Yeah.
It would be that, and then maybe like a peace sign or like a yin yang sign, maybe a salute, like you're saying. The salute, like an emoji, is a good universal, like that could become a thing for a cult, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because those are universal symbols. You don't have, like someone in Europe doesn't know what an A is. Because they say like alpha, or whenever we say Z,
they say Z.
They say Z. So that's going to be confusing because they're like, I'm part of the Z group.
Yeah.
Someone's like, oh, I'm part of the Z group. I wish we could get together. Mm-hmm. They do not know they are part of the same group.
We never opened our liquid deaths.
Now that you say that, we didn't. We got new flavors this week.
Let's save them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because when I asked that question about signing off, I was actually looking for... Bye, guys, bye.
Oh.
So I think we just save the liquid death for next week.
Set your liquid death down. The good thing about liquid death, a lot of companies don't do this. We got them out so they're getting lukewarm, but you can throw them back in the fridge and they'll be good as new.
They'll be fine.
Because actually just water.
Bye guys. Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.